Nation, how's it going? This is Alex and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. Last night I saw Train to Busan, and Train to Busan is a Korean zombie thriller. Now, this film came out of nowhere for me. I'm not 100% completely aware of what films come out of the South Korean film industry, but I have seen my fair share of Korean films. For example, my top 3 Korean films are My Sassy Girl, JSA, and also a Korean gangster film called Friend, also known as Chingu. All 3 of those are fantastic films. Train to Busan is an outstanding film, and I'm about to tell you why. First of all, I want to let you guys know that I am not a fan of the horror genre, but I can handle zombie films. I don't watch ghost films, haunted house films, and also films about exorcisms. Too scary for me. I just can't handle them. But zombie films are fun. They are entertaining, and they're just not as scary. Sure, they come with their fair share of jump scares, but they're an adventure, and that's why I like them. And like I said before, this film came out of nowhere. I saw the trailer for it, and then I saw a really, really high score on Rotten Tomatoes, and then I decided I gotta check it out. Now, what makes this film great is because they keep it really simple. In fact, it feels totally old school. And what I mean by that is that it's really just all about survival. They're trying to get from point A to point B on a train, and then this train is filled with zombies. Picture World War Z meets snakes on a plane, but instead replace snakes with zombies and replace plane with train. You got Train to Busan. And while it sounds simple, and it totally is, what makes this film also great is the characters. This is a very, very character-driven film. The characters are all very well written. You do not know what's going to happen to them. Full of unpredictability, and every character just is a character. They have all these really unique personalities. You got characters that you love to hate. Characters that you really want to survive. Characters that are very resourceful. Characters, you don't know what's going to happen to them, and you're wondering, do they add any sort of contribution to the story? And you just don't know what is going to happen to any of these characters. And when something happens to these characters, it is a big surprise. But anyways, that is what's so great about these characters. It's such a really well-written film in terms of all the characters. They all have some sort of contribution to the film. None of them really feel that useless in terms of what they add to the story, and that's what I like about this film. They put a lot of weight on these characters, and it makes you really want to root for what happens to them and their survivals. That itself is a great thing. Now, as for the zombies, this is, after all, a zombie film. Let me tell you something. Like I said before, they keep it old school. And what I mean by that is that they don't have an overblown Hollywood giant blockbuster budget. I believe they keep this film under $1 million with their production budget. That is a very small number, and what they were able to present to us was something that is pretty extraordinary. When I said they keep it old school, I meant just that. The zombies are all terrifying, and it is all because of makeup and physical stunt work. So they look scary with all the makeup, but not only that, the actors who portray the zombies, they do such a great job. It wasn't just like, it wasn't all just that, but it was just the way they just, the facial acting, the expressions, the way they just portray themselves as zombies was so convincing. And not only that, the physical stunt work, the way they contort themselves and just, oh my god, the way they move, like, all those actors, they went through some serious training to make themselves look like zombies. And it's so believable. I'm sure they went through zombie school, and then I'm sure they cast some actors who are not only stunt actors, but also contortionists or gymnasts or something, because the way they move was just ridiculous, man. It was just terrifying. But, yeah, they totally just keep it really, really simple, and at the end of the day, you're relying on the characters to keep you entertained, and that is totally what makes it work. Now, with regards to the direction, I think the director did an excellent job with keeping this movie not only engaging, but intense. Now, I'm not trying to say that this film is like action-packed from beginning to end. It has a lot of action in it, a lot of zombie action. But what they do in keeping it intense is that they just give you the right amount of time to breathe. For example, zombie, 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 time to breathe. Zombie, 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 time to breathe. Zombie, 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 time to breathe. The exposition is just kept to, I wouldn't say a bare minimum, but just the right amount to keep you interested in what these characters are all about. Okay? And not only that, that amount of time you have to get to breathe is still intense. It's not just about like, oh, you know, chatting up nonsense stuff that doesn't add anything to the story. That time that they give you to breathe is just the right amount of time, and then you're learning more about the story and the characters as we go along, but it's all relevant. So they keep it tense throughout the entire movie, and what I love about this movie, and it's not just about fighting zombies and running away from zombies. Every time they have to deal with zombies, they keep it fresh, they keep it new, they keep it exciting, and they keep you guessing because they try new and innovative things to try to outwit the zombies, and I love it. I love that every time they bring up the action is not just the same type of thing over and over again, and it's also filled with the right amount of emotional beats. So this is a great film. You have to check it out if you can, because it is only showing in like limited theaters. But I highly recommend this film. It's one of the best films I've seen this year. It could even be the top zombie film I've ever seen. And I'm talking about better than Shaun of the Dead, better than Zombieland, better than Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. This is an outstanding zombie film, and I highly recommend that you guys check it out. Train to Busan, I'm going to give it a 9.75 out of 10. And I'll give it a 9.75 out of 10 because it's a near-perfect film. The only flaw that I think that it has in this movie is that, okay, there are a very minimal amount of cliches, but what zombie film doesn't have cliches? It's like a cliche based off of another cliche, borrowed off of another cliche from another film. So there's that. And another thing is that there's some times where I think that they feel a little bit too calm. Like something crazy just happened and they feel a little bit too calm. I wouldn't be as calm. I would be a little bit more in panic mode. But other than that, everything about this film just totally works, and it's a great film. Very, very intense, and it's, wow. Yeah, I was overblown. In fact, be completely honest, last night was the second time that I've seen this film. It's that good. So there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you can have an opportunity to check this out. 9.75 out of 10, and as always, if you enjoyed this film, or review, hit the like button, subscribe to YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, the Ragin Nation, and follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Which leads me to talk about Enchantress, played by Cara Delevingne, and poor casting choice. Her character is like very mystical.